Engineer Korea, now we will deal with finance minister issues, Engineer, morning.
Morning, boss.
Maybe I come. Okay, very well. Yeah, that's a son of pay what join here. Now, quick one, you be drainages no home come because cabinet bosso, and then I've seen a couple of articles and so I watch a choir so I resolve the issue of flooding. As a civil engineer, no, what is the problem on the ground? And the pay ye didn't come way. And then I want to say a problem. Tia, you are saying say the finance minister should be charged for manslaughter.
We can on Monday. I think a week ago, no, Canada. But I think this week the airwaves carried off more. Say the Minister of Finance should be charged for manslaughter. In other jurisdictions, he would have been charged. That's what I said. I said, whatever he's doing in Ghana, no, in other jurisdictions, that man will not be on the seat. So this is a direct appeal to the President of the Republic of Ghana. So this man cannot.
Microphone
the President cannot be responsible. The Minister of Finance cannot use his discretion to release funds to help mitigate flooding in Accra. So if he sit down, if he sits aloof and uses his discretion, say, on the time of pen on this Ministry of Western Housing for them to work. Anybody who dies in during the flood, a major disaster, he should be accountable.
The finance minister should be accountable.
Yes, because like your communal kind, the Western Housing Ministry and any other ministry cannot work without the funds. And this was an emergency cabinet meeting held on 4th of June last year. Say, the Housing Department has advised the Western Housing Ministry A, B, C, and D ought to be done before we usher in the new rains.
Okay.
And then
that was before and Sana expecting raining season.
Last year.
Last year.
As we were commemorating the June 3rd disaster.
Okay.
I think the 6th year or the 7th, I don't remember. You understand? So there was a cabinet meeting say, how do we help to mitigate the flood measures in Accra? And an amount of 888,000 Ghana cedis was supposed to be given to the Ministry of Western Housing after they have done the technical presentation to the cabinet, that this money should be given to them to enhance, remedy, expand, and then construct new flood storm drains to mitigate the flooding or to minimize the flood.
Okay.
And the Minister of Finance decided not to even respond to the letter.
I see.
On the 11th of August, another letter, 2021, a reminder was given to the minister. No response.
And did I know what my tree up by more?
Then after the Western Housing Minister now wrote a letter to him. I think 2nd of June this year said, A, B, C, no 1 year no. Awama is kind of 14th of May and 21st of May, there were floods and we projected or we anticipated say Ebeba no Aba. And so this is an evidence that the man ought not to be in the office as a Minister of Finance. You cannot use your discretion. A brown person will release car and the man sector minister to work to help the country. Whereas you sit comfortably in your house.
What is the problem between finance ministry, especially the two ministers, Works and House and any finance? What is happening? Because as at March this year, so Mampenyi my directive. So that directive, Mampenyi went further to say, sir, you create a task force and then an office, a presidency, to ensure say municipal, district and metropolitan assemblies the conjunction exercise you be undertaking, and then the Ministry of Works and Housing and as I say supervises IDN up to now say Jumano end course we are in July.
It started. I think East a massive demolition. I think last 2 weeks Wednesday. And then regional minister did in chair then turn on bubu down.
Okay.
Now the same day now is a East. It was not easy. I think the man was so bold, the MMDC, MC, and he said he was going to continue. I think he has started another one last week. So far, I bet 2 but and then Lekman was started. But I think the force now say DH, maybe the regional minister also this
your peak season of the rain.
Yes.
And
like I said, take reactionary measures anytime. You're proactive. And at least for let's give some credit to the Ministry of Works and Housing. Last year, say, my projections, so they were proactive in a way.
Okay.
And the monies were not released. So I'm not surprised about the flood that we have in Accra now. Next year will be worse than this.
Next year will be worse than this.
I've continuously say it shouldn't be like an engineer who's a prophet. No, but whatever I say comes to fruition. And there's a technical director who sits at the Ministry of Works and Housing and is advising the ministry. And then, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, the bill be parliament say they want to pass and institute another authority. And so we're having needless authorities in this country who road safety authority.
Yeah.
What is their importance to our in terms of what is happening on our roads? On our roads. The Minister of Transportation, through the Western Defense Safety Commission for Authority, was a law at the whole. So on also need the baba say the first point of call in trying to mitigate or reduce our accident on. So we are talking about carnages.
Yes.
On our highways, is that when you go to the terminal where we have the VVIPs now, you can control them. No? You are supposed to ensure that every coastal bus has a speed limiter. Because according to our laws, yes, so we are not supposed to go over 80 kilometers per hour with a coastal bus or any of the VIP, the VVIP or STC. So far, let me give a thumbs up to this because we take records of the STC when they are moving on our roads and they don't go beyond 80.
Okay.
Maximum compulsion maybe they are getting around 90. But none of the other buses is doing less than 120. None of the buses. I've been on the road for the past 15 years on the Kumasi Accra Highway, and we use our even your common phone. You can just shoot and then look at the speed of the vehicle that is coming with your app, and none of the buses is doing 120 less. So if the minister sit down on the transport minister also, and then you cannot just implement, at least let's start from where we can control them, the terminals, and you can install the speed limiters, and then we have crashes and people over 20, 30, 40 are dying. You must be accounted. You understand?
I must account for the loss of life.
Course. But you see, one of the things is that the floods is not coming down anytime soon.
Okay, and no, you're interested, no, because what the kind I make a prediction is next year, no, a better worse off. The year when this year, no crisis. What are we supposed to do as a country?
9th of March this year, 29th. We call wager.
Okay.
We frustrate check many team. We didn't ask for government support. We just wanted to help the community. It's a frustrating check how fractured the rocks were, the weathered rocks.
And
I say, if we have more than 24 hours of rain this year, for the first time in the history of that road, the Accra bound section of the carriageway will be closed for not less than 3 days. It's on my Twitter handle. And then I think 16 days down the line, there was a small rain there, about like 15, 16 hours. And then for the first time, 72 hours.
Not quite enough block it.
So government doesn't take us serious. If the Ministry of House and Housing, we don't want to be consultant to them. They should just even listen.
And then what you say on radio.
Go and do their fact finding and then make some remedy. For the first time, for 72 hours plus, 4 days from Saturday to like Tuesday, nobody could come from Accra, Kaswa to Accra on that carriageway.
Yes.
They have to borrow one leg of the other one, and the congestion on that road was inevitable. Now look at what is happening at Ayimensa, Oyarifa,
yes,
Teman, Abokobi, Brekuso, Ajimenti, then to Pukwasi Masaman. Yeah, expanded gutters in Accra 3 folds. The water will be coming in multiple folds.
I didn't hear. What is the problem?
Because assassin also protect the immediate upstream.
Yes.
Go and open how we are. Let your cameras go there and see how they are encroaching with impunity. There are estate developers who are taking acres of lands and they are building recklessly. So you see, on the top of the mountain, when the water comes from the top now, it do down now. Nanka it contains the speed of the water as it builds up. Then within 2-3 days, it will be flowing there because that's speed now. Then it will flow gradually to us. So Accra will be more prepared to receive in bits
the water. Influence if free bodies.
Now we have what we call flash floods.
Okay.
In 30 minutes, 1 hour, when it rains up there, Accra is receiving the floods. And I said that I think 2 years ago, 3 years ago, that we are getting to a time where there will not be rains in Accra. Yet Accra will flood. But whatever will be experienced up there, will flood Accra. And I think 2 weeks ago, a media house picks somewhere around Abeno here.
Yeah.
They received a suspected rain, like floods. They didn't have rains in Accra. And it's just beginning to indicate they say whatever is coming. This has things I've sent down almost all the media.
Now, common sense analysis in this engineer. Are you mention a honomono a bepo? Okay, climbing towards Pediase, Edeco Bruno, a bepo, a mountainous area. Abotan bebrenano and a woho. Enti abuone woho and says a papa in yesi die woho. That is the case, right? Yes. Okay. But now non crofo ye. And the impact in say insure na beto ebefi wona anke say rocks ni ni ade ni nyina no elevating the speed de be back down ha no saa de ni nyina no ye bubu di sidan so now insure ni to a about with that 12 speed.
Yeah.
And then by the time a bedroom and prepared, see a beijing you know, into whether we like it or not, I have a yuri.
Into Usha, okay,
okay.
A be impeded the
Ebiani
Yechegu.
Okay.
Grass never on
Yechegu. Yes.
Now, a Siena Kausen Kay Buffalo. Then he did his own thing. He had his own buffer areas.
Okay.
And we are so smart that you pire bonibi and you are feeling the trough.
Yeah.
And so now when the water comes from top now, it doesn't have a place to retain. It is the same flood, you know, in the background. Now, sorry, assassin.
Okay.
No middle income earner can own a land up at the top there. They are ranging between $150,000 United States dollars and above.
And it's yes, idea.
So the same people who are supposed to be policy implementators in our crack,
yeah.
the same people who run there over the weekends to go and enjoy their lives. Because when you see those ganganton buildings there now, engineer, I mean to me, I know. I can't. And the other thing is that the bylaws in Accra, I've been saying it, we have to quickly amend it. If 1935, 40, 50, we're having flats now to make container. Now we are making Accra a concrete jungle. And every individual's home, you know, the code, concrete.
Okay.
It doesn't take the ministry and the Western Housing Local Government Ministry together with the Land Use Special Plan Act 2016 for authority, you know, to amend this one quickly. I bet me able to receive parliamentary approval immediately. Say there's no home or any compound in Accra. You will say more than 30% of concrete on the floor. Côte d'Ivoire has started.
Okay.
You cannot cut a tree
in Côte
on your own compound without express approval from the local authority.
Côte d'Ivoire.
Côte d'Ivoire. Why would you ought to? You cannot just cut the tree unless you write a technical explanation why you ought to cut the tree, because of global warming. Burkina Faso is becoming greener than here.
Okay.
Because consciously for the past 15 years now, almost 5 dams. No wonder we go and buy tomato and onions every time from Burkina Faso. So as we say, the countries around us now are apt. And we are more like retarded. We
are descending. You decline in everything that's
because I don't see what the Côte d'Ivoire guy will do and I cannot do. I don't see anything that a white man can do. A brick one, I always want to say a brick one. I was part of, we were about 6 engineers.
Okay.
We constructed that road in 2004 to 2007 to usher in the future anniversary of Ghana's independence.
Okay.
And 15 years and you can count up to 10 potholes on that road. And that road, any asphalt. Half from Pantine to Ayimensa is asphalt. From Ayimensa anymore, pedestrian road. 2 meters Jankama Ebri, Ekodu, Obusumase, Ashurasi, Mampon, Amonocro, Abutechi Manfi. Sapiti. Yes. And I'm telling you, we did the work called mechanical stabilization. We are here, we do the work. But naturally, political vindictiveness and higher organa. Second cheapest road when it comes to classification of roads, concrete, asphalt, and sapiti. So if that road stays for 15 years, I don't think we don't have the engineers in the but you're showing him you want to baby. That's why for some of us we are saying we don't want to work. So that's why we are speaking on authority about what is happening. The books that we read in Ghana, the same way the white man is reading to apply in this country.
Okay. What is happening with the Apedra Road? Meaning say when you man does some big houses here now. I'm told say you are part of the team Amoye Apedra Kwan. What is happening? The current state of it?
Oh, for that one, Abina IOP traffic as at last year, and so any other thing on that road, the Ghana Highway speaks to it because of conflict. But everything then, now there's no head-on collision. Biase will be overtaken now. For like last year, December 22nd.
Okay.
They opened the dual carriage route to traffic. So we want to amend some junction or junction to modify so that we don't have a lot of conflict when we are tapering into the single carriageway that goes to Bonso. Yeah, so far that's about that road.
Okay. My yanko Brim na Brim Bridge, you know, on the Accra Kumasi Highway. But Jabon Fasa video no and to some na yenshe video and no emra. It is one major challenge resident a ward that enclave no e dey atu yanim ye wi nso a ye behwe pon kataman so there is a heavy road asaipa in a very deplorable state residents no etwa dia bre but my yenhwe ayi die nansa bremu die no brim bridge no eno no a very big bridge I say between the intercept between Kumasi and then Accra major highway no engineer but you show video na what can be done for this bridge last week Wednesday kwabena kan ho asem but yenhwe no na yemra
Jimmy, Ofori lorry kwan so etisi ha baby a lorry kwan no nie ti cement car no na otisi ha obesi koto nsuo no na ohwe nsuo no chikro na za otra nsuo no se echire ho no no ya dwudwu ho baby kakra ho otra ho no kotoye nipa ahwere nkwa omunkwa enunti ye bisa se Ghana Highway Authority odwumadi a mudi no se ato ikaka odaroma Accra Kumasi Highway we na haya na ya apply enti se kobam pempenso se ekwan no bridge no ya manfo ahu ya ka ho asem so ugina bridge na stia ase no apushi ekofom na se ya nhweye na ya mo bridge ho bra debi no bridge ni bebu na se bridge isu bu a e de nsem bebre na ebesi bridge no so na ma begina bridge ni baby amemkom nitia to say the yachten say if care is not taken ti anhweye na se bridge no ebu na to for oye nekese ene de beba bridge no mu wa pa yi etu na meginan bija bridge ne so kasa kese a efa ha no no ama bridge no asenke ekofom se penifo ebehwa sa yi wo hwa guides na e wo ho no because of accident in guides no ebi abubu guides no ebi abubu say ya nya careful ahwe say the kai ayo overtaking bia say the overtaking
yeah, me that say 55 after 7. A higher Kessben. What how they say? And yeah, they bro no pay because I no pay your interviews, you know, a dorsal and the kind no yeah not yet answer every home. But where you know a brim a major bridge, it was close to Bonsu Junction. In between the Accra Kumasi Highway, one of the major bridges. I say bridge and say and now. Obi antimi nko Kumasi, obi antimi mfiri Kumasi mankran. Engineer, this is the current state. Accident happen here. Last week kwabena boss. So remember kwabena ho because we no there we observe with a first hand until we no the cry information nyina. Kwabena last week we do on a bridge we dey na ohun here.
Mr. Speaker, say omo specifically ma mentre obo.
Okay.
So if you Achimasafo.
Okay.
Krobia senior high school we send for Achimasafo. So if you Achimasafo on said then do major city bia san wo kodo bonso janse betu enkron ketenkete bi no bi
okay
but who corner no just before obedu apedwa janse ho obedu no not apedwa janse at chebi
okay
obedu chebi janse krobi wo ultra janse filling station bi ho filling station ho kwa the next first time obedu so yesi akwa
okay
esi akwa ofi esi akwa san wo ko chebi sa omo janse ho no na bridge no wo ultra bridge na ba 100 meters to 200 meters no wodu sa chebi janse ho na me hu say engineer wa omo ye kwan no
okay
ye ho pa the two omo ye ho ni say omo de metal wo hwe
metal we no
metal no bi esi ho say be ya ka bi nyame empangu kwa kotomu a ebetimi asevu as a guard na asevu nipa na e woka ne mo this is Kumasi Accra main road
no yes
and no kura engineer we are maybe sanase because say wo hwe kwan na measurement omo de ye kwan no amen me nya engineer but wo hwe kwan na measurement a omo de odemba omo de design e ho na meka ba omo de design e kwan na utimu say e ho kakra na bridge no ho no say swa
okay
e ho no ye ketwa afia wo de wo hwe I don't know, say 6 feet by 6 feet to say 10 feet by how no more. I want to say so. And unfortunately, that they know what they say and guidance able.
One side in the book because of accident
is here. So share VIP or what? And as that particular stretch of honor, you know. Engineer betiri mesaka bakwaka nsuo to a betai particular place from left and right no nsuo no esane free left na bi esane free right na asa ba betai sa bridge no so
okay
it is a share VIP also a na all the speed pa o twa nsuo no a etimi gu car na ni car ba ko na ekoto mu last time no o ma no o mu o kire say o de car bi hia enti car no bo nsuo no mu twa sa na ekogu driver ni no mirror na ni wo hu ba bia o ti na ni no na kwa kwahye ho enti no ana nifa ho no ena fi okọ ne mu wa am say omu ye bridge na omu excavate kofom pa emu wa enti gwame that is all nti uhwe nifa ho no a wo de o driver ni na unam ho na ukura tu ani hwensuo no mu a ukura yam ti
yam be show okay my memory engineer so what join your Facebook the videos ni nyina no show on Facebook na wo de comment no the about how they say
ana particular stretch we na omu ye ya na etutu a omu koye overlay wo so engineer be kaya sa efi bunsu dance ko asimasa for ho na kwa na tutu
okay
and omo ye asphalt overlay bi na nsen ya na omo koye
omo de ko fa so okay engineer mamenti you watching this bridge any the state e wo mu sisia no say yankọ ne yankọ ankoye adwuma wo ho no ma what will be the consequence because video no na wo hwe no this is a citizen what report e dey am through this video footage
yankoya we will have more accidents on the bridge. And there's a team called the Mobile Maintenance Unit.
Okay.
Mobile under the Ghana Highway Authority. And they are situated just around Suhum.
Okay.
But they are even closer because that's why they have their head office.
And you almost who's way.
Maybe
engineer who
the Kwabnaka. Sikana guardrails nobody.
I see.
It may be they would have put in the requisition by this as a head office. You hear?
Sikadi akoye
you know, if they don't have some in stock, quickly I say I buy noodles come on.
No, we would some papa.
I'm waiting here. So if
engineer material, yes,
it's so they have to do that. And then secondly, you know, we don't have enough
that stretch of the road.
First of all, I'm not taking notice because there are some few other bridges that you meet.
Okay,
but this is like prominent one. I would say the valley in the Moa. So as for the bridge, the structure is very sound.
Okay,
but guardrails na if you and the second one say do be before you get to some of these narrow bridges, you know, if Ocean 1939, the NI war Kufudan Kana very small. I don't have the rationale behind the first of how it was done. But there's a cast of Ghana, cousin, so a cousin.
In that case, go Mike.
Oh, if you say, who runs our
yeah,
they will teach us the one that leads you to the prison.
Okay,
yeah, you be a Kumasi Kwana. Now, there were a lot of accidents. So, what we did was that we quickly had to do speed calming measures.
Okay,
we do black spot, you have about 2 speed tables able to reduce speed, you know.
Okay,
and then before we pick up, now we have gone across the potential danger area. So I think if they go and do the crash barriers now, install crash barrier about 300-400 meters away, no, they should sometimes more information to her. But then the police also comes in. Sometimes we test the car, we are not more clear car. They don't even report.
Okay.
So that the insurance companies of those accident vehicles will take charge, will be set charge to come and do the installation because that's what's supposed to be done.
Okay.
Every time say
take a car na konya accident, you know, insurance company will have to replace this.
Especially when say who do any of those major junctions more ample information
you approach through the signages. But the question is, the signage is what there. The signage is what there. It becomes a problem.
Almost all the major ones in CCO. But when the accident is here, that's why I say there should be a collaboration between the police and then the Roads and Highways authority, so that before the almost inspection, test the car. Before they allow the car to leave their station, they would have linked the Ghana Highway Authority with the insurance company of that particular car. So as I can say, because that's why you have insured your car. You have insured any other.
But the insurance need a third party, or better than the Aqua Bridge.
Yeah, third party. Make the signages, not the bridge.
Okay.
But some of the insurance they pay more than 50,000, 80,000, 100,000 Ghana cedis. After they even a third part, not comprehensive.
Okay.
So when this happens, now say the police are able to give the information to the Ghana Highway Authority now. I mean, the Mobile Maintenance Unit. They will now deal with the insurance
companies.
company, and then they will give them and say, okay, this is how much we are going to pay for.
So that they can't metal by
That's what they are insured. Third party. This is our part of third party. But when the police also clear the car and they go, then it becomes a burden of the government.
Then it seems say you need knowledge about all these things, because if say insurance companies, what that duty, to ensure say you replace here, then it means a catch.
I think I've said this about twice or thrice on some of the media houses. Say the police should start to work, or the Ghana Highway should at least release some numbers to the police in almost every area, potential black spot areas, and so that BBC and because there was a time
yeah.
Say guards here, but I took it upon myself. When I got there, I didn't go. I had to turn back, go to a police station, and all I'm doing now, drive and call our report. So I say we hear information to see how they can repair it, and there was nobody who could link them. So the police told me, say, we are frustrated, we don't know, we call two people, and I had to call the director of highways contract, and then he released that information for me. Somebody had to go and they fixed it.
Okay.
Because I'm a citizen, so I would have just driven back and then go to my place. But I turned to that police station, and I got the thing fixed. Oh, so that's what I expect the police and then the highway ministry, and then even the urban roads, because within the capital, where we don't even have the highways, there are a lot of us and speed, don't go beyond 30 speed limit, and that's a pedestrian crossing.
But no more.
They break them every time. But if they break it and the police just connect them now, the police, because or even on the Suhum road, there are a few times any insurance companies they have come to repair it on the road.
Okay.
Yes. So they have been surcharged and they are paid, and the contractor has done the work. And so that's what we have to do. It's an emergency. Government quickly has to come and fix this thing because of a bridge. And then if I would just propose, say to my seniors at the Ghana Highway, say, if we have records of the accident increasing with time now, at least there should be speed tables at both approaches, maybe 400 meters away, 200 meters before the jam, so that the bridge is as narrow as it is. Cars, between some relatively good speed.
Okay. But your monfa video last one and to subame pon kataman so dear in a very deplorable state now. It looks as if say yakwan there still now your challenges what bebre ne ho enti my ntwa homra citizen report the young citizens no they free pon kataman so e de abani yenhwe no na yemra back.
But if go back to for easy regions of place, they give in a do what for them. The same company. I go easy region for Salanke area there. They work for them. See all the way as they pass. If you hear the cars with them out, what do want it? See the break boundary. See bricks. Bridge over. Police station in front here. Police station in front here. We reach the police station. You know, we come before the road to get complain, they can't do the one front of the station. See the way here. You get work related. This kind of the work we will have for can
Yeah, we'll share a pon katamansi. Very sad. Very, very sad. Within the greater Accra region now, because Mintiasie, and it beat my imagination. Probably a engineer, to me actually more. So within the same metropolis, any other part of the country, you walk kwaya hodwa enye, I say atitia pansam, and you more trouble. And now no memory that kwabana de manso de send me. Kwabana masa send the video na baby a bit me the amal Richard. Now the roads are very destroyed, like one more deplorable state, but yet in crime. Okay, yet in crime and crime yes, no, yeah, asphalt overlay in the so-called first-class residential areas. And no na medwe ho amentiase no. And ukọ East Legon na Pon Katamanso a part of Greater Accra. And ho kwan aneti say but no yenye. But ukọ East Legon na e kwan ya ne dada akota woso dada no. Ni asan kọ near the asphalt akwa koguso. Wonnam ye friend is saying Westland areas ni nyina no ani akọ ni asan so the quota asphalt valley ni asan so akwa kokoye. In the cities no major prime areas ni there cantonment in the pattern yes the asphalt gugu kwan so knowing very well say the same Greater Accra no there are places like Paul, there are places like Doyimu and in the environs are holding nyina no akwan nye ofa Michelle Camp echiwo baby a soldiers ni tini nyina no their roads are in so bad conditions a yenim say akwan nyina no enye plus other rural areas a ehọ ne enu aduane ye bibia etimi twinduane efri hodeba. I do not get it. Engineer, the reason behind this entia ye wa kwan na enye quota nkan soda, but I don't know you are not interested in going to do that one, but mo ye interested say mo beko cantonment na mo de asphalt no asa akwa gu kwan no so biem. It is the same cost for me, I presume. Say woman so etimia me eti say no ebetimi anya a little bit of benefit from the national cake. Mami engineer,
right? This is the same problem we may have with the especially urban roads. We're near under Ghana highways. These are the urban roads, especially. If 10%, they will take more than maybe 90%.
Okay.
And I think there was a World Bank loan, or I don't know whether it was a grant, 2015. Almost at a massive overlays in Accra suddenly.
Yes.
A salam down.
The Mahama time, yes, 2015 2016
from Golf House Hall.
Yes.
Golf Park Hall.
Yes.
Cantonment. And these are areas are the what we call PCU, passenger car units are dominating. Cars never cancel. They don't exert so much load on the road.
Okay.
And so in the first place, we would need not to do asphalt overlays. I've told my ground say if a road na asphalt can take that volume of traffic for 15 years and say the penchant of doing asphalt overlays in Accra, I don't know why suddenly it has become like a trend. You understand? And you're talking about Katamanso here.
Yes.
Who can Fienya?
This is the road. Yes, Afienya Kwine so a link or more.
And they have not even received the first bitumen.
The first bitumen.
Needless asphalt overlays in this lagoon. Where they have SUVs, they are dominated by 4x4s.
Yes.
Land cruisers who can even traverse those without any problem. Yet they are the ones who are receiving. If you go to the Westland, if far Achimota, that's a whole combat different point so North Legon police station. Look at the road. The tents, asphalt overlays no, Yaya could do obia do negate. Yes. And not just the road, no. They have turned to dead end roads. It hits the Gimpa bypass. North Legon police station. All the asphalt, all the Gimpa bypasses, they are directed to people's gates, entrances. So, like you say, Governor is saying, we have the men who are being greedy with their priorities. Because you have an SUV which can drive even the potholes. Okay. People have not even reached. So the government has lost its priority when it comes to some of the road upliftment in especially in the capital city of Ghana. Okay.
Engineer, now I say because of here brain we have other interviews, but we'll be engaging you more on a lot of things. Yes.
Just put on record say toll booths.
Toll booth, no.
Toll booth.
Okay.
Come back. Yes, because I think the reason behind it now suddenly you stop here now. Yeah, the buy say you see there are two popular things, one unpopular, one popular.
Okay,
let's get the two of let's get the people to applaud us. And in Africa, not West Africa, we're the least paid toll in the world. When we are paying 50 pesos
on the continent.
Yes, I said in the world. Check it, you find out. Because if West Africa we are the least, Africa we are the least. Cote d'Ivoire, Burkina Faso, average of 5 cities equivalent.
For toll?
Yes.
We're doing 50 pesos in one city.
When you go to South Africa, from Bloemfontein to Pretoria, I said, you are paying about 94 Ghana cities.
Okay.
But you have a 6-lane, so you can do less than 1 hour 30 minutes to Kumasi. And you pay, say, if I pay 100 Ghana cities and I'm shortening my time, my travel time, my consumption is less, at least my health is to improve because I'll use less time. I don't have any conflict at Amasama or Fankopu Kwasi, but I'm moving on the 6th lane and I'm paying 90 cedi or 80 cedis. you will pay. So just put the records that the toll
will not ebesa baby.
Remember, if it is regime or next regime or whichever regime, they will pay. They will bring it back.
Engineer Abdullah Mahama made us here no pay. You know what?